Hello everyone and happy Friday evening. I am trying this again. So I tried to go live this afternoon and it just kept freezing. So I hope this is going to work, and I am definitely going to need you to comment, especially if you see it freezing. So I will try to watch, but I am depending on you to let me know. So to me, it's already gone frozen. So I don't know if that is just what I'm seeing on my Facebook. Okay, maybe it hasn't. I know someone is there. So if you could just comment, you don't have to tell me who you are. Just tell me that it hasn't gone frozen. Okay, I think we're good. All right. Notes of nature. So this is what I'm highlighting today. So if you follow my page, you know that I participate in a stamp camp. And sorry, I'm just making sure. I see a shadow, but I can't. We do a stamp camp. I do a stamp camp with some other demonstrators every catalog. And this time we are going to be focusing on the Notes of Nature bundle. So I started to prep this afternoon and then wanted to do it with you guys. So that is what's going on. So I'm just going to move everything aside. But I had started to brainstorm my ideas and the colors I was going to use, but I just want to show you what the Notes of Nature bundle is, because of course if you don't have the catalog, you don't know, because you can't access these items yet. January the 4th is when these are going to be available. Oh, those are not Notes of Nature, but that is another fun bundle. Okay, Notes of Nature. So it is a cling stamp set, red rubber, and it's different. So we've got 3 greetings, and then we've got like some background kind of textury stamps, and then a few images. I will be honest in that these kind of stamp sets are the ones that I typically don't purchase because I sort of don't ever know what to do with them. So far, I'm having so much fun. So I'm super excited about this. I'm very happy with the designs that are in the stamp camp, my own, just because, like I said, it was tricky for me. And then the designs that everyone else have done, they're stunning. So you won't regret joining. 10 make and takes, private Facebook group, live videos, PDF, and then 5 bonus projects with another PDF. So this is what is involved. You need the Notes of Nature bundle, so the stamp set and the coordinating dies. And then the DSP that we are using is one of the free celebration items. So this bundle costs, I believe it is $73 maybe. So then you would earn a free celebration item, and we chose to use this DSP, which is the softly stippled DSP. So you buy the bundle, you choose the DSP, and just like that, you're in. I'm just double checking the price. $64.75. Pardon me, it's even cheaper. $64.75. But you also need to purchase an embellishment. So that is where the cork rounds, which I don't have out, but we might end up using. Okay, so this paper is really pretty, and it goes with several sets in the mini catalog. But you can see it's got the Wild Wheat, it's got Lost Lagoon, Pebbled Path, Calypso Coral, and yeah, really pretty. It goes with, there's a rose, stippled rose maybe or something. So it also coordinates with that, but we thought it went well with what we were doing. We liked the colors. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and finish up this card. Calypso Coral, Lost Lagoon, Pebbled Path, Pool Party, pardon me, and Wild Wheat. Okay, so I have already had done some brainstorming and some cutting, so you're already kind of going to see what I am thinking we are going to do. So I've already laid this out, and I am quite thankful, and I will credit her name when I edit the video, someone on Pinterest. So basically I typed in this softly stippled DSP on Pinterest because I just wanted to sort of get some quick ideas as to like pairings. So that's where I got the idea to sort of, this layout came from this lady's Pinterest, who I will credit when I get a chance. Okay, and I've already done some die cutting. So we're just gonna kind of get started and we're gonna just build from there, okay? So we have our basic white, hello Sandy, happy Friday. Our basic white card base, which we are going to set aside. Now, what we also have here is a basic white layer, 4 by 5 1/4. And my plan is to emboss that with this embossing folder, the Distressed Tile. So this guy is new to me because there was a chance that it was one of the ones we said that we could use in our Stamp Camp designs. Because everyone had it. I did not have it, but that's cool. So I got it. So we're going to use it. So we are going to emboss this sheet of basic white, and then we are going to, I thought we'd use the blending brush just to add a bit more color to this. Now, the other option, which I had also considered, would just have been to stamp the background using this splatter stamp, which I have used a lot already playing with this set. I love it, but I wanted to try this. So we're gonna just do this. I'm gonna do it off to the side because otherwise I'm pulling my folder over. So I still have the old machine, so I have this purple plate, but if you have the new machine, there is a different plate, right? For the 3D folders. Okay, so we'll bring this in, that Distressed Tile, and then I'm gonna bring in a scrap piece of paper. Now, you might be wondering about this glass plate that I'm using. So this glass plate was something that I could purchase, but if you were to get the starter kit in the month of January or February, this glass plate is an option for an additional joining feature. Okay, so what I was thinking I would do is take my pool party and just draw out a bit of the design here. Wow, I think I need to really get in there. There doesn't seem to be any ink on there. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of lightly go in here. And I'm just sort of thinking about where you're actually going to see this background. And just pulling a bit of color in. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that for now. And we'll see if we want more once we lay everything on it. So I'm gonna bring it over here and then we'll see what we wanna do. So like I said, this is 4 by 5 1/4. This is the same DSP, so front and back of this DSP pattern. So this piece is 1 inch strip, and it is 5 1/8. And then what I've taken here, this one is 2 3/4 by 4. And so this is 3 by 4 1/4. And you can see I already die cut out one of the die cuts from our mat, right? It's the perfect thing to do. As opposed to using up a new piece of paper. So I'm just merely centering that on there, and I just want to take a look because I want to see if I want to do more blending, and I do. So I need to do this a bit darker, and I want it more in the corners. Okay, so more in these corners and a little bit darker. So I'm going to do a bit more blending. So we're going to open this up. And it might just be that I need to re-ink this, or also it's a light color. Sorry, I was just trying to get that little guy off of there without getting my fingers all inked up. So if you don't have the blending brushes, they're definitely a must-have. I have a bad habit of piling everything on my embossing machine, which is not good because then when I want to use it, it's got stuff all over it. Okay, let's see how this is looking now. Okay, that looks better. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this down. And that way it won't be moving around on us. I've been playing, I'll show you the other card. I'll show you the card I was gonna make this afternoon. I mean, I made it anyway, but that I was trying to do on the video. And then because it kept freezing on me, I was like, forget it. I don't know if it's just because everyone's using the internet in my neighborhood, you know, kids are off school, everyone's video gaming, streaming, or whether it's because, yeah, I don't know why. It's weird. I've never had that happen to me, but it was just, I tried twice and it was freezing and I was like, I was frustrated by it, so I could only imagine that if someone was trying to watch, they were also frustrated. I've been trying to, I haven't been working this week. I have to go back to work on Tuesday, but just for the one day. But I've been trying to do at least one creative thing a day. Because I find I can get like overthink it and I can get so bogged down in my design. So I've actually been finding this time right after dinner, I will quickly like cut and design and then just not adhere anything. And I just leave it on my desk. And then that way when I come down in the morning, I can sort of decide, do I like it like that? Is there anything I want to change? So it's kind of really been a really refreshing way to do it. I'm just trying to figure out, I don't want this to be upside down. I feel like it's got to go this way. Yes, okay. That would be foolish, right? To put it on there upside down? Okay, so now we're gonna adhere this as well. So far, everything is just adhered flat, no dimensionals, nothing crazy. And this is gonna go on there like that. Okay. All right, now the other bits that I had already done. So this is a 3/4 inch piece of Lost Lagoon. So it's 7/8 by 4 1/4, because I'm tying in this darker color here, right? The Lost Lagoon. This little die cut I had already done in the pool party, so you saw that. And then I did 2 of these die cuts in the basic white. Okay, so these are just the die cuts that are part of the bundle. Now, what I want to do is use this image, but I'm not going to do it in Calypso Coral because we have no coral here. Now, I'm hoping I'm not frozen because when I look on my iPad that I'm watching, I see nothing. My hands aren't moving anymore. So, I don't know, Sandy, can you tell me, is it frozen? I really don't want to start this video over. Well, really, we won't be able to. Okay, so now I'm just trying to get some scraps of white that are big enough for this guy. Yes. No, it's good? Okay, great. Must just be my iPad then. Maybe the whole afternoon thing was fine and it's just my iPad. All right, so my plan is to stamp 2 of these in Wild Wheat because it gives us that nice gold color. Okay, so we might actually fit 2 on the same little scrap I have here. I think we will. And then we will die cut that. So, get out the die. And then I'm going to use the non-tack tape. So this die lines up quite nicely. It's pretty straightforward. And then this tape is a godsend. It's just like 3M. You can get it on Amazon. I think it's like 20 bucks for a roll, but it is definitely money well spent. Okay, so we're gonna have to do those each separately because of course I only have one die. I still find no matter what I do with this, sometimes it just rolls through no problem. Other times I have to totally play with the plates. All right, so there is one little cutout, and now we will do the other. But yeah, you can see how nicely it cut out. Maybe you can't. Now we'll do the other one. And then we have to stamp our greeting. So yeah, I am really, really enjoying both this bundle and this paper. The paper's really pretty. I like the colors. It works with because it's subtle. It will work with so many different stamp sets. So it's one of those ones that's great. There are other papers that are definitely livelier, for lack of a better word. There's the one that has the tools, which coordinates with that tool bundle, which is awesome. Okay, put that away, bring this back. So my plan was to kind of put these out front. And then I had a piece of twine that I already sort of roughly measured. So it is 15 inches. And I am going to double it over and then cut it in half and tie a bow. So we'll have a double bow. So 2 pieces, 7.5 inches, or 1 piece, 15, cut in half. And then I always have to sort of figure out where to tie it so I get even ends. I usually end up tying these twice because I never kind of get I never end up putting the bow in the right place to start with. And then I've got one end way bigger than the other, which is what I've got happening here as well. So I will try that again. I like working with twine in double thickness. So I like to wrap it around cards twice. I like to tie it twice, so even that didn't work, okay. I just think single twine, I don't mind a single twine for a bow, but I don't love it wrapped around once. To me, it just looks a little sparse. Okay, so there's our bow. And then I just kind of want to put that there. So I'm going to play with this placement and figure this out once we do. Should we add that? I mean, I know it's not the right color scheme, but what do you think? Should I add in that coral one because I already have it? Just thought. What do you guys think? I don't mind it. I kind of like the idea of 3, but I could do a different color if we don't like the coral. Okay. Now, the greeting, I was going to stamp in Lost Lagoon. So today is all about you. Happy birthday. So what do you think? Should we pop of color kind of, but I think the subtle of the other is good too. Okay, but should we do a third one? Like I could do it in a different color, not the coral. Do you think it needs the 3 florals across there? That's all I'm wondering about. I'm gonna fussy cut this, which I might regret, but we can always restamp it. I kind of feel like we need 3 of that image, but I am open to popular opinion. So please let me know what you think while I'm busy cutting. I know some people hate fussy cutting. I really love it. Lots of times I actually think it's quicker for me to fussy cut something even when it has a die, especially if it's just like a fairly easy outline. By the time I like line up the die and put the tape on so it doesn't move, I'm just like, oh my God, I could have already had that cut out. Often with DSP, like if I'm not so much a stamped image, but if I am fussy cutting something out of DSP that there is also a die for, I don't often bother. I think the third bunch, yeah, balances the leaves. Yeah, me too. Okay, so let's play around with some colors for that third bunch. We could just do it in Lost Lagoon. We could do a third wild wheat, but in dun, 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 dun. I'm tempted to. Okay, I'm going rogue here. I'm gonna cut these 2 words apart, so we're gonna have to stamp the happy birthday again. Yeah, okay. Hi, Drea, how are you? Yeah, I am loving the wild wheat color now too. So I was all like, ugh, that color's ugly when it first came out, which I think a lot of people were. Like, what is that color about? But I love it. I used it so much in my Christmas cards as gold. And it is really getting to be one of my faves. Okay, so I'm just sort of figuring this out. None of this is stuck down yet. This is totally my process. I always craft like this. I kind of lay things out and then move them around. I often take a picture so then I know where to put things back. Yeah, I'm all over the place like that. Okay, I'm gonna stamp the happy birthday again in case we want it. Oh, I guess I could do it on here. I might just do today is all about you, but we'll see. We'll see what we like. Okay, so let's stamp up the happy birthday. I'm going to use my marker actually because I don't want all that other stuff if I need to cut it. Sorry. Wasn't thinking straight. Okay. So let's clean that off. Get the Lost Lagoon marker. Which is this one. Okay. That is what I love about these, the red rubber. You can use the marker. I mean, I know you can use the marker on the photopolymer, but I find it doesn't stand out as nicely. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, and let's stamp this guy again. But I'm also going to cut this guy. Normally I would use bigger scissors because then I can ensure that I'm actually cutting on a straight line. We'll see what we've got going on here. So this is my trick, right? If I want the same angle, okay. Now I am going to get out my bigger scissors. And the only reason I like to use a bigger scissor is because then it's just a single cut that I'm just going to be hopefully straight. Although even that I don't think is straight. Okay, so then that's going to go there. That's going to go there. I might actually move this even more over here. Okay, all right, I'm liking that. Get rid of our scraps, and then we need, will this guy fit right here? Yep, so you can see I was cutting out the tools here, paintbrush. Okay, we don't want coral. We're gonna try Lost Lagoon, because it's kind of that pop of color, right? Let's see what that looks like. Backwards, upside down. All right. I hope everyone had a good Christmas. Do people have, you know, I guess we're into another long weekend here for anyone who had to go back to work this week. Now we get an extra day off for New Year's. We don't really do New Year's at our house. Not that we're like anti-New Year's celebrating, but my husband is in law enforcement and he has almost always been on call. It's just the way the rotation works for him. He always gets the Christmas rotation. Or not the Christmas, but the New Year's. So that's good. I would rather it be New Year's than Christmas. So we don't make plans, obviously, because we could get called out. And I am not good at staying up late. And our son before that was young. Now he's 12, and so he thinks he wants to stay up till midnight. So yeah, often I am in bed at like 10 o'clock. We do the 9:30 thing on, you know, whatever, the American Detroit station or whatever, so we can see the New Year's. And then go to bed. Smart trick, yeah, the angle. Oh my gosh, I do that all the time. I feel like, I mean, I didn't come up with that. I saw it somewhere, but I share it all the time. I share it in every stamp camp. I share it everywhere I can because it's so clever and it's literally so easy to do. Okay, what do you think? I think that's going to be, yes, he does sometimes see a lot on New Year's. You are right about that. Okay, let's put this together. I think this is going to be pretty straightforward. So I'm going to move everything off. I'm going to be bold. Take it all off. Okay, we're going to start with this, which I am going to just actually kind of adhere in the middle because it's going to come off the edges and it's not the same height. So I'm going to put this on here like that. Make sure it's straight. I'm going to line it up. Well, first I'm going to line up my card top. Okay. Yep, that looks good to me. It's hard to tell. As soon as one thing is crooked, you don't know which part is crooked, right? Okay. Now, these guys I should have cut out with the adhesive paper, the adhesive backs. I do this every time. I never remember to use them until it's too late. So I don't know if you guys are like that. If I were making multiples, you know, I would be like, oh yeah, of course, now I'll use the adhesive back. But I never ever think about it when I'm initially cutting things. I think because I'm never sure if it's gonna look good, if it's gonna work, if that's what I'm gonna go with. And so then I don't wanna have used the adhesive, but that seems foolish because I'm gonna use the scrap at some point, so I might as well have the backing on it. Okay, so we want this guy kind of comes up. And then these guys are going to, I guess I should have done this first. They're going to kind of tuck in behind. This is where I end up with a little bit of glue on my hands. Hopefully not too much. This is where it's good to use if you use both kinds, because you can kind of move it around a bit, right? If you've got the white glue. If you've done it all with seal, you're kind of stuck. Okay, so this I think is going to kind of go in here like that. And then our linen thread. Okay, now this we're going to pop up. Okay, so we are going to need to get some creative with some mini dimensionals, which I was doing earlier as well. So this one here I think is going to be thick enough, yes, that we can just use them as is. This guy here, we are probably going to have to cut them in half. So I'm going to try to find any parts that are thick. That's where I'm going to put a full mini dimensional. I'm wondering if one will fit there. Okay, well that actually might be enough. I might cut a tiny little bit there. So I'm sure you guys know this trick as well. You can either cut them in half, or if you've got an access to the edge, you just cut at the edge and then you get like a little strip like that. And if you cut while it's still on here, then your scissors don't get sticky. Okay, boom. So I'm just going to, so this is the other thing I often do. I kind of put things together, figure out the layout. And then I take them off as a bunch and kind of stick them together. It's just, I'm mildly concerned. Okay, so I'm gonna stick just the one end down, in case you're wondering what I'm doing. So that, because this part is gonna go over top of those words. But this part we need to not come off the edge of our card, right? Look at how pretty that looks fussy cut, you guys. So if you like to fussy cut, this one stamp greeting cut apart is so pretty. Trying to decide how close I want that birthday part in there. Okay, boom, love it. We're gonna need a glue dot, so let's get those out. So I'm gonna get that ready. And then what I'm going to do is come back in here and I'm going to put a bit of liquid glue on all of these so that I can move them. comes that. And then I want this guy down here, and I might actually cut this little bit off. Press those guys down, and then I can sort of just gently peel this guy back to get the backings off of the dimensionals. Okay, oh my goodness, you guys, that's very pretty, I think. Okay, let's get our garbage out of here. Let's put this underneath, because I think, although the glass mat is gorgeous, I think this probably makes it easier for you guys to see. Now, do we want any bling? Hey, Casey, how are you? Oh, okay, you gotta go walking. Okay. Happy New Year, Sandy. Okay, so the cork rounds are what we're using in the stamp camp. But I feel like I would like to use something else here. So what I'm going to do these are the opaque faceted gems, which are another celebration freebie. So they are in Coral, Pool Party, and Pecan Pie. So I'm kind of wondering about a few of these in Pool Party. Now, as you can see, I'm just very loosely placing these. Oops, because again, if I don't like it, it's coming off. So I'm always very, although I think that looks good. What do you guys think? I like those 3 gems. So I'm gonna stick them down. Okay, so there you have it. If you weren't on at the beginning, I was just mentioning that I was showcasing the bundle and the DSP that we are going to be featuring in the upcoming stamp camp that was announced on my Facebook page today and went out in my email. So I just wanted to showcase these products, show you what it looked like, show you what was kind of included, and just show you other things you can make. Because of course this is not going to be one of the designs in the stamp camp, because those are top secret. So thank you for joining me. I think this turned out lovely, and I'm glad for your help. And hopefully you guys all have a lovely Friday evening. I might get on again tomorrow too. I'm trying to, like I said, be creative on the daily, 1 card a day with celebration or mini catalog items, so that I'll have a big selection ready for when it goes live. So hopefully I'll be back on tomorrow. Okay, have a great night, guys. Thanks so much.